From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big midday here on LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over why more Democrats want to give you a monthly stimulus check and its deliciousness. Then we cut to the big items about that fourth stimulus recon that will pay you a lot of money. We're going to go over what those checks are and what the White House is saying about it today, what it said yesterday. Several cabinet members spoke out about this fourth stimulus recon. It's breaking news, and you're here for the first time on this channel. And it sets up a wonderful payday for the Purple Hawks. Not such a good day for the Purple Donuts. We have all the incredible details in the second half of this video. Then we turn to the guy that wants to give you a big MSC, lots of them, $9,000 for a single individual, as high as that. I have all the incredible details. In a big day, in a big midday, as all the incredible details, including that if this stimulus heat up and the ability to walk into the weekend with $80,000 in your pocket, and even more. The deliciousness starts right now at noontime. Hey, good noontime, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day across the land. Hope the weather is good where you are. Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. It's gorgeous here along the coast in Santa Monica, California, where the surf is up and so is the stimulus. In this fourth stimulus check update 2021, so much breaking news, so much new stuff happening today. As Commerce Secretary, Treasury Secretary, White House, and also congressional leaders talking about that MSC and or the fourth stimulus recon. I'll go over all their credible new statements happening at noontime. Then we'll cut to the recon itself, the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. Lots of checks, many different checks. They're going to pay you a lot of money. I have all the details of what they are. You're going to be very happy. Then we go into the fourth stimulus recon MSC itself, those monthly stimulus checks, and why it could pay upwards of $9,000. And then the ability to get upwards of $80,000 right now. You can be walking into the weekend looking like money, because it will be money. Upwards of $80,000 in your bank account, almost $100,000 as well. And this is Noontime LA. Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this wonderful family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Meantime, if you haven't signed up for those LA alerts, please do so. It's in the link and description of this video. Coming up next is afternoons LA at 1 o'clock, afternoons LA at 3 o'clock, and then evenings LA at 5. So I look forward to seeing you on all those shows coming up. The LA alerts is in the description of this video. Put your name and email address in there. Then you'll get an alert like this video's alert that came out just minutes ago. Get that alert wherever you are, and with that, let's cut into those monthly stimulus checks. House versus Senate. Senate versus House. Get ready to vote, because I think you have an opinion. I think you have an opinion. When you look at the House versus Senate, they both want to give you a monthly stimulus check, just different ways to approach it. We have the senators, Warren, Wyden, and Sanders, calling for monthly. We have AOC and Omar over on the House side, calling for $2,000 monthly. House Ways and Means calling for monthly as well. But the one that's captivated country from the West Coast to the East Coast across the land has been that House bill. Pandemic plus 1 year, which would amount to at least $13,000. $1,000 a month. I think you have an opinion. Vote House or Senate. House or Senate. Jump in the live chat right now and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got 30, you get a fourth stimulus check. Single individual, $75,000 less. Democrats represent, you get one. Married couple, $150,000 less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security Railroad benefits, you get one as well. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check would be the same for everyone, including adult dependents. Finally, the fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. So if you're at the beach and the check walks up to you and starts waving, that's the French check on vacation. It's just visiting from overseas. And if it walks up to you and starts kissing you on two cheeks, it's the Italian check. Grazie. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over the incredible recon. Done deal, signed, sealed, $3.5 trillion of checks coming to you. Lots of them. Lots and lots and lots of checks. But they're mostly application-based. I'll explain what that means. You're going to kill it as a Purple Hawk or as a subscriber to this channel. Then the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll go over all the breaking news as Gina Raimondo, Janet Yellen, also Chuck Bernie, Ron Klain and Ron Wyden all talking out about your fourth stimulus recon, and they want your input on it as well. But we'll be turning to the world exclusive as the number one guy in D.C. wants you to have upwards of $9,000 a person for fourth stimulus check. Wow, it's deliciousness. And it's right in front of us as that tow truck is passing over the finish line and the tow hitch is looking at that finish line. But first, let's get some money, because this money is available right now and you can get this big money. When you look at third stimulus, you may have thought just $1,400 stimulus check, you cashed and then you moved on to fourth stimulus. There's upwards of $100,000 per person in there for you to get. Did you get it? Today you are. So you need three things to start: a phone, pen, and a paper. And I'm going to go over all these big sums of money for you. First, let's go over the inspirational story. Johnny. He was one of three viewers 2 weeks ago who started the week at $0. But by the middle of the week, all three of them had gotten from this channel $40,000 from three items: rent, utilities, and food. By the weekend, Johnny kept on pushing, got 7 items, and got $80,000. But in true Purple Power spirit, he helped others. The next week, he turned around and helped his family members, told them about this channel. They watched, and they got $100,000. And this is not a rare circumstance. It's happening daily, and it's going to happen to you today as well. Let's go over Johnny's numbers first. Johnny got $80,000. What did he do? He got $12,000 for SNAP, $10,000 for EIDL, $2,000 for taxes, $21,000 for rent from one place, $25,000 for rent in another place, $9,000 for utilities, and then internet and phone, bringing his grand total to $80,000. He turned around the next week, and he showed his family members this channel. They became subscribers, and then they got $100,000. As of today, I've helped 5 friends, he tells us, Johnny, save their homes and put food on their table. And the 3 family members thought it was not going to happen, but then they started getting the money. 2 family members from your channel got $41,500. The other got $57,600. This has been awesome to see them stop stressing about bills. Your channel, LALATE, has helped others and myself tremendously. You're such a godsend. Purple Power, Purple Hawk. Wow. So now let's turn to the money that you can get. We're going to start with the rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners assistance, SNAP, and utilities and more like that right off the bat. When we look at the numbers, I want you to see how big these numbers are. This is not a few $100s. This is a lot of money. The average video on this channel for rent is getting far in excess of $20,000. Look at these numbers. $27,000 for Elizabeth. Look at these big numbers for rent. You could be getting over $20,000 for rent. For utilities, Johnny got $9,000. Why more? Because the more you subscribe, the more you become a member, the more people are getting more sophisticated to get these numbers across the board. Then for SNAP, yes, this is money for food. You're going to see someone in a second who got $19,000. The numbers going bigger there as well. And then we have the inspiration for people who got 3 items, like Nancy, $32,000 for 3 items, and Nisi, $23,000 for 3 items. But then there's Mark, who has a double inspiration story. The second update for Mark this weekend, but here's the first one. He got 2 items at $32,000. So 4 wonderful things happened. First, I said on camera to Mark for 5 days, go get money for SNAP. He got it. He got SNAP in less than 5 days. Number 2, he told his friend about this channel, and that friend got $20,000 of rent in less than 5 days. Second time you're hearing this, Johnny told his family members, his friends, they got $100,000 in 5 days. And guess what? It's happening daily. Tell your friends and families to watch this channel, because that's what Shanann did last weekend. Purple Hawk of 2 months. Says, I told my friend about you, LA. She went on, now she's addicted to your channel. And she got $21,000 from 3 items. Number 4. Mark realized that there's other sums of money to get besides just SNAP, so now he's pushing for 7 items. And finally, Mark got that SNAP, getting $19,000 for SNAP. Yes, you heard me right. Bringing his grand total on this channel to $50,500, but the sky's the limit because let me introduce you to Lorraine, who got over $106,000 from this channel, and you can do as well today because you have the purple power, and this is LALATE. I launched this channel in April of last year to give Americans 24 hours a day, 7 days a week financial news, and to get you money. Money that's yours to get, that's dedicated under these stimulus packages that sometimes is confusing as to where it's located. The EIDL loan and the EIDL grant went live last year. In March, people had applied. They were not getting approved. So I launched this channel. And slowly and quickly, I got their money approved. $25 million of EIDL loans approved, saving their homes, their businesses, and their employees' homes. Then, 3 days later, a new thing went live. No one had ever seen unemployment benefits for independent contractors in the United States because a new program had just gone live. Very confusing. It's called PUA. It was only live in a few states. It wasn't live in Texas or Florida for months. And I stepped forward. I got people that money. Went through the application like Eileen Bellicamp out of Florida, $15,000. And then came December. No second stimulus check was coming. I need to get you money. I did. I showed you how to get $250,000 of rent like Tyrone and his family for out of Boston. Paid all their rent to the new spring. But now is different because now you're getting bigger sums of money than ever before. So get that pen, that paper, and that cell phone ready because you can get this money and will get this money starting today. Tens of thousands of dollars. Let's go over what the introductory remarks are before I show you where you get the money. Here are the introductory remarks. First, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. Reach out to all 6, not 1, but 6 of 6. Each has different eligibility. If one says no, reach out to the next. They also have their own pots of money. Number 2, every state has money. Every state was given money based upon the same amount of citizens, based upon the number of citizens in your state from the federal government. Number 3, listen to the keywords I say in this video. It really helps you get approved. All right, you ready? Here are the 6 places you reach out to start. Your city hall, your city house authority. That's 2. Your county hall, your county house authority. That's 4. Your state hall and your state house authority. That's 6. City hall, city house authority. County hall, county house authority. State hall, state house authority. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID, and there you go. You also reach out to all your utility companies, every single one you have. If you have 4 utilities, you reach out to all of them, and of course say utility assistance because of COVID. And you can do it. That's the first item. If you got money for rent or utilities, post your success story in the live chat. Tim and Linda got this wonderful pot of money. The next pot of money is the money from Department of Agriculture SNAP. It's a SNAP to get. If you got a third stimulus check, you're going to get this SNAP. It's deliciousness. And you reach out to Department of Agriculture to get this money. Johnny got it, and then Mark got $19,000. But guess what? Mark's money is now going to be worth $25,000 a lifetime annualized. Oh my God, what happened? 2 weeks ago, Department of Agriculture raised everyone's benefits up. So you're getting an average of 25% lifetime automatically nationwide starting the month of October. It's incredible, great news. Congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this wonderful pot of money. If you're on the live chat, post your success story for that as well. And then we turn to the refund checks. The states have been ordered to return checks back to you due to overpayment of unemployment benefits and a computer error. Average payment is $3,000 to $5,000. And then finally, IRS is returning back to you their refund check that you paid taxes on that 2020 unemployment benefits. Average payout is about $1,200 to $2,000. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. More about that in a second. But first, I launched this channel to help you get money. And so if you're on the live chat, help others by posting your success story for rent, utilities, food. Post your success story right now because people get inspired by you. Suddenly they realize, I need to pick up the phone. When they hear that inspirational story, then they realize, wait a second, I need to do this. This is my money. Then they realize this is a lot of money. It's not just a few dollars. Third, they realize that this was their opportunity. They need to seize it right now. As Robert says, LATE, I want to thank you because I just got approved for $18,000 for rent, $16,000 for SNAP, $7,000 for utilities. Keep up the wonderful job and helping so many other people. God bless you, LATE. I'm a member. I go by Dread, following you since the start of the pandemic. My name is Robert, and thank you again. So post your success stories. Let's turn back to those unemployment benefits. Direct deposit, yes. Otherwise, in the mail, can you track it? Go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time, it'll reveal the refund check that you're getting, and then it'll reveal stuff you wish you'd never seen. Like, did Mitch ever go to a San Francisco hairstylist? I don't want to know that. And can we top that? Yes, as we go into the second part of this video, starting right now. Deal done, sign a seal. Your fourth stimulus recon is a done deal. Yes, even Ron Klain, your chief of staff, said that last weekend. The recon passed 2 weeks ago. The tow truck passed over the finish line. Oh, it sounds so good to say that. The recon procedural pass, meaning there will be a recon, it will be $3.5 trillion. The tow hitch is already attached to that tow truck, and that tow hitch is looking at the finish line. Where is it right now? I'll show you in just a second. How did we get to this wonderful spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon, putting it into the bipartisan. A conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon, the harder it was to pass. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, the roads and bridges, and put it in the bipartisan, the overall recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan made the recon passable. In the month of June and July, I told you that the recon had already passed, even though the vote had not occurred and the bill had not been released. How was I able to say that? Because the Democrats had already confirmed that they had a verbal agreement to pass it. This is how Democrats legislate. They legislate the recon, which is just Democrats with Democrats, by going and having meetings and verbally talking to each other. When they have a verbal agreement, oral agreement, that's done deal. That's the finish line. They're over it. Because once they write the bill, all they're doing is just confirming the oral agreement. Once they call the vote, all they're doing is ceremonially agreeing to something they already agreed upon orally just weeks before. So let's go over that recon, $3.5 trillion. That's a done deal. And that's why Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat, Minnesota, and Representative Richie Torres, Democrat, New York, both progressives, had asked for the largest recon they can get. We need a recon that goes as big as bowls. We need it. They got it, $3.5 trillion. And that's why the president, right after it was agreed upon, said, protect my recon, because everything in there is progressive priorities. The White House's priorities, confirms Schatz and Jalopal. So what's a recon? What's a bipartisan? Well, the important thing to understand is that the Democrats have been in town all last week, and all this week going over the finishing touches on the verbal agreement of the recon. Over the weekend, we also met a new cast member. She was not working. She was just working with her fake facts. What is her name? Her name is Freedom Frida. She just has faux facts everywhere you turn. She's the one who told you Mitch invented Christmas. So what did Freedom Frida say? Democrats are dragging their feet. They're not in town. They won't be back town till September. Late September, November, next year. Untrue, Frida. Try again. They were in town all last week. More about what they did and more about the details of what they're doing today coming up in the final 15 minutes of the video. Let's go over what the difference is now between recon and bipartisan. Your recon procedural is passed, so what does that mean for recon substantive? Let's go over the separation of them starting right now. To pass, your money recon, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill, also called Democratic Social Plan or Social Reform Plan, $3.5 trillion. All your money. Bipartisan, not your money. Roads and bridges, infrastructure, $1.5 trillion. Well, the tow truck has passed over the finish line. That recon procedure has passed. So we are done with that. Now we are on to recon substantive. What is the difference between the two, LA? Very, very similar. Recon procedural passed says basically, hey, are we doing a recon? We are, and it's $3.5 trillion, and we're going to split the money among the committees this way. Okay, so recon substantive, which we're going over now, is now that the committee is given the money, how is the committee spending the money? And there you go. How do we get to this wonderful spot? From Jalopal, Rosenberg, Schumer, letter saying, check all the vote on the recon. The letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're putting monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus recon. Wow, incredible, great news. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Committee recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're putting monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus recon. Well, purple power, you got to keep on pushing. Seats for stimulus, seats for stimulus. I've been on Twitter, and your tweets have been great. There's 2 people that are doing about 50 tweets an hour, so they are incredible. But the rest of you, you need to pick up as well. Remember, when we look at the people who want to give you stimulus checks, there's a lot of them. House Ways and Means, then we have AOC and Omar, then we have the House bill, and of course, we have the Senate Democrats as well. How do we get to this wonderful spot? And can we top that? We can, as Biden did it. He took something very confusing out of the fourth stimulus recon, put it somewhere else, and that was talked about just days ago by Ron Klain, the president's chief of staff. It's the global minimum corporate tax rate. Very confusing. But now it's out of that recon, making it easier to write the recon, easier to call the vote, and easier to vote on the recon because the confusing thing is not in there. And what is that confusing thing? It basically ensures that the recon is paid for by taxing corporations that aren't paying their fair share of taxes, like the top 55 that paid nothing in taxes, reports the Biden administration. Wow. And finally, can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, so much breaking news. We'll go over Janet Yellen's comments, Secretary Jerome Caramondo's comments. We'll be going over everything that the Democrats are doing on those verbal meetings. We'll be going over the core, the bread and butter of the fourth stimulus recon, and then those MSCs, and certainly fifth stimulus as well. A lot coming up in the final 15, all breaking news. But first, here's something else. I want you to get as much money as you can under third stimulus today. Pick up the phone, use that telephone, use the pen and paper, and call every utility company you have. Call those 6 places I showed you in the video. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. Call each of them. Say those keywords I say in this video. I want you to get all this money. As soon as you get 1 or 2 items, you're going to feel so relieved. You're going to think, I can do this. And when you can, then you're going to be ready for fourth stimulus because it's the same task. If you can't get the remainder of the items, but have gotten 1 or 2 items first, then reach out to the volunteers. Here's a little bit about the community page and the volunteers. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now at noontime LA, live from Santa Monica. And boy, the surf is up, and so is the stimulus. We'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats want you to have more months of checks. We'll be going over the confusion about fifth stimulus, and I'll clarify it for you as well. We'll be cutting to the details of the big money that is in that fourth stimulus recon. Oh my goodness, Purple Hawks are going to kill it. But Donetta be left with just a Donetta. And then we'll be cutting to all the incredible details about what the executive branch's Commerce Secretary and Treasury Secretary are saying about the fourth stimulus recon. So many details, so much happening. We're going into a big noontime, and the excitement starts right now. And this is LALATE. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers for YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Next up, 1 million. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Coming up next is Afternoons LALATE at 1 o'clock. This video will automatically take you there. Then the next Afternoons LALATE at 3, and then Evenings LALATE at 5. Meantime, if you haven't signed up for those LA alerts, please do so. The link is under the description of this video. Put your name and email address in there, and then you're ready to rock and roll, and away we go. Let's turn to the confusion about this stimulus, because I want to clarify it for you right now. There's a lot of talk about a proposal to add a raise in fourth stimulus for people that would qualify for SSI reform under fifth stimulus. What makes it confusing is it looks like it's fifth stimulus. It's not, because it's merely just a check or two. And that's really not what's so delicious in fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is that incredible SSI reform that first raises your benefits limits up, then removes the asset limit, adds an inflationary benchmark, removes the income exclusion, removes the marriage penalty. That SSI reform pays you a lot, and not just for 1 or 2 checks now, It's lifetime. It starts in September and goes to a vote as early as November. Let's go over all the details of it starting right now. First, who are they going to raise your benefits for? You, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, or SSA. Step one is they're going to raise your benefits a lifetime. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation. Where's inflation going? It's going to be transitory. But there's new concerns that may be longer than that. Oh, transitory means temporary. So could it be longer? It might be. Either way, this helps you because first they're going to raise your benefits up. Then they'll apply the benchmark. And the benchmark, let's say it's 5% transitory inflation rate. You could go up 5% lifetime. Not just next year, lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. It's incredible, great news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law. This is you can have more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law. This says you can't work. It's going to go away. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to end. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to do a pair dance at your own wedding and no longer fear loss of benefits. Rob and Sandy will be able to do a pair dance, and people get their benefits restored. Meantime, will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be. It'll be next year, says the House Ways and Means Committee. And finally, fourth stimulus and Purple Hawks. If you're in the live chat and you notice people who have a Purple Hawk and you don't have one, what are you doing? Go into this video. It says become a member and become a member today. Become a Purple Hawk. Purple Power, Casino VIP. Daily, I deliver to members a breakdown of all the big money available under first, second, and third stimulus. That's how members are getting $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 routinely from this channel. I launched Purple Hawks membership, Purple Power Casino VIP, when third stimulus became law because immediately some people just looked at the $14 stimulus check and said, thank you. When's the next fourth stimulus check coming? And I said, no. There's other money available in the third stimulus, a lot of it. I can get that for you. And instead of $14,000, which I initially said, viewers are getting $50,000, $80,000 routinely from this channel. So consider becoming a Purple Hawk today so you get delivered from me to you a breakdown of all this big money in this fourth stimulus, third stimulus, and second stimulus. The money you can get right now from second and third and everything that's proposed under fourth. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now with the breaking news happening at noontime. And it's all incredible deliciousness. Gina Raimondo, your Commerce Secretary, says that she wants to hear from you about the fourth stimulus recon. Really? Let's go over the details. Your fourth stimulus recon is a bill written by Democrats in the Congress, and she's over in the executive branch. So she has nothing to do with the writing of the bill. She has nothing to do with giving you a stimulus check. But why is she asking for your support? Because she appeared on Broadcast News yesterday. I talked about, as Commerce Secretary, is she getting businesses to support the fourth stimulus recon? No, not really. Because guess what? There's no money in there for them. It's all money for you. So I think she needs a little bit more support, which is what she said. She says she wants to hear people's input. Your input? Love what you're doing. Give us the MSC. I know you may not be the department that does it, but just support everyone and support all the legislators who want to give us that MSC. Janet Yellen, also down the hall, also the executive branch. She is the Treasury Secretary. She spoke and said, you know what? You got to get stuff done because we have a lot coming up later this September. In September, they have the federal budget ceiling, the debt ceiling, is set to expire. And she says you have to take care of that, but you have all this other stuff to do. That's why Ron Wyden, Bernie Sanders, Chuck Schumer, Ron Klain, and everyone else at issue spoke about this all last weekend and going into this week as well and said they worked all last week on your fourth stimulus recon substantive because they have so much other stuff coming up. So let's cut over to that fourth stimulus recon. First, done deal, signed, sealed. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. There will be a recon. It will be $3.5 trillion. It'll be all checks for you. Number two, the provisions, the deal provisions of that recon is what they're working on right now. Recon substantive, and that's what they're having those meetings day in, day out, hourly. You're not going to see them because they're not live streaming themselves or putting a TV camera in front of them. They're just having these meetings. And once they have that verbal agreement, they're done. They're done. You are done and ready to rock and roll. So let's go over what the recon's meat and potato is, and then we're going to go over the MSC. The meat and potato of the recon is application-based stimulus, which means you have to pick up the phone call. Why? Because these are items that IRS would never know to pay you. They don't keep track of these things and you. Let's look at some of them so you get a sense of what this means. First, free school meals for all, checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, checks for farmers, checks for free internet, checks for Clean energy, checks for workers like independent contractors, checks for seniors like Medicare expansion, lowering the eligibility age, adding dental, checks for vision, and checks for hearing care. There you go. All those things are items that the IRS would never know anything about with you, so they wouldn't know to pay you. Who would know to pay you? Someone you told to pay me. And where are they located? They're congressional committees. Let's go back to that graphic from earlier in this video, where I told you that the recon is putting the money in committees. There you go. The recon procedural, agreeing to put a certain amount of money in committees, and now the recon subs are going over how the committees are going to spend the money. You've done this before. You picked up the phone. You have always picked up the phone and asked for money that is yours. Nothing new and nothing different. What we're talking about in this recon for is that you're picking up the phone and calling the different committees and saying, hey, I want this money. I qualify for it. You're going to kill it on this one, Purple Power, because this is exactly what you've been doing under third stimulus, picking up the phone and getting that utility mortgage assistance, 4 or 5 utility companies, picking up the phone and getting the money. Imagine Johnny, who got 7 items in 5 days and $80,000. Imagine how many items he and you are going to get under this 4 stimulus recon. It's going to be wonderful. Now let's turn to the final 15 minutes coverage of those MSCs. That's the monthly stimulus check that would come from IRS automatically. Here's what you need to know is that all these Democrats want to give you a monthly stimulus check. They just have different approaches to the situation. But you still have to push, and that's what I said about 5 weeks ago. I said pick up the phone and call and advocate. Advocate to your senators, Democrats, your House members, Democrats, advocate. What does advocate mean? It means say we need it. We need a monthly stimulus check. I need a monthly stimulus check because of this. It's a sentence that ends with a period. It's not a sentence that ends with a question mark. It's an emphatic statement. We need stimulus checks because of this. This is the reason why Purple Power pushes. And this is the reason why calendar Colleen doesn't fit in here. It's September. Well, that doesn't really help what we're doing here, calendar Colleen. You need to be pushing your legislators. But it's September. Doesn't really help anyone. Then we have calendar Cod. He only talks in a question. Whatever happened in July? Whatever happened in August? You say that to them, the legislators, and say, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Just tell me what you want. That's why you have to have an emphatic statement. And the worst culprit of this is our duo from Missouri. They're Wendy and Will Wen from Wensville, Missouri. All they ever ask is when. When is the bill coming? When is the check coming? When am I going to see this? When am I going to see this? That's not Purple Power Push. Purple Power Push is saying, I need it. And that, when we talk about Purple Power Push, that is what WR did about 4 weeks ago. He was in Mornings at LALATE's live chat. He did exactly what I said, which is pick up the phone, call your Democratic senators, and tell them professionally, respectfully, and kindly why you need a monthly stimulus check. He did that conversation. He called up Senator Chris Coons, Democrat, Delaware, Joe Biden's old confidant, and said, we need a monthly stimulus check. I'll tell you why. Tell you why I need it. Tell you why this community needs it. And the associate for Senator Coons said, yes, he's giving you a monthly stimulus check. It's already proposed on the 4 stimulus recon. Well, there you go. Now, you could need to continue to push, but there you go, world exclusive. When we talk about the recon, the actual full name of the bill is called the Reconciliation Budget Bill. I know it hasn't been written yet, but that's what it'll be called when it's written. Well, what committee in the Congress oversees the bill? The Senate Committee on Banking. Yes, and who's chairman of the Banking Committee? Bernie Sanders. Wow, coincidence? I say not. Senator Bernie Sanders is his committee that he's chairman, is the one that oversees this recon. And guess what happened? He said 2 weeks ago that as a head of the budget committee, prior budget chairmen sort of did their thing in D.C. I like to get out amongst the people and hear from them what they like to say and what they want to include. He said at that time that it was very important to him to hear from people. I said, hey, translation. He wants to hear from you what you should be putting in that recon. And that's why I said about 2 weeks ago, pick up the phone, call him and advocate. Not a lot of people did. Lynn Glenn did. Brother Joshua, 2020 volunteer for the community page and longtime viewer and Purple Hawk, did pick up the phone and professionally, respectfully spoke to the staffer at Bernie Sanders' office and said, I want to tell you why I think we need a stimulus check and it needs to be monthly. The staffer said, Senator Bernie Sanders is already proposing that on the 4 stimulus recon. Wow. World exclusive. There you go. You don't know unless you ask. What are the deal provisions that were discussed in the conversation? Senator Bernie Sanders reportedly wants to do a monthly stimulus check where the month is about $1,000 to $1,400. Yes, incredible, great news. It's monthly, yes, and runs for about 3 to potentially 6 months. Yes, incredible, great news. Is there a catch? There is a catch. Senator Bernie Sanders makes clear through his staffer that he needs the support of the American people before proposing this. Well, we got this, Purple Power. We're all about support. Pick up the phone and call Elizabeth Warren, Chuck Schumer, Bernie, AOC. All these people say, I support you. We need a monthly stimulus check. Thank you for doing this for us. We need it. There you go. The calculations on Bernie's items versus the House bill, very close. The House bill, $13,000. Bernie's numbers on the high end, the 6 months and the $1,400 is about $9,000 in 6 months. Wow, incredible, great news. Really close. Recap. Tow truck, tow hitch, finish line. The tow truck is already past the finish line. We're going to have a recon. It's going to be $3.5 trillion. The tow hitch is right at the edge of the finish line. How do we know this? Because the Democrat caucus is meeting day in, day out to get the provisions of the forced stimulus recon orally agreed to so they can move on and move forward. They got a lot of other legislation to do in September, so try to get this done as quickly as possible. Meantime, there is a fortune of money available for you to get right today. A fortune of money. Pick up the phone and call Department of Agriculture. Call all your utility companies. Every single utility company you have. Call the places I showed you in this video for rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. This is big sums of money. Viewers daily are getting these big sums of money. If you've had a success story, send it to me on private message on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and I'll feature it live on air. Let's end with someone that said, you know, it's time and place to get these monies, and it's time and place to get it right now. It's important to understand that Johnny is not a rare circumstance, nor his family members, nor Mark, nor his Mark's neighbors as well. This is a routine occurrence in every state across the country. Don Reaney says, I got 3 items. Kyra says she got $17,000. Congratulations to both. And then, of course, the numbers keep on coming in. Shanann and Dawn and Mary, Joanne, Becca Ligan, and Crayola got money together. And then, of course, we have Robert, who reveals to us his incredible story that says, I'm a member, and God bless you. Just keep on doing a wonderful job helping other people. God bless you. Dottie getting money, Shannon and Donnie as well. It's your day to get this money. Pick up that phone. I know you can do it. Pick up that phone. Right? Get that pen and paper ready and start calling every utility company. Call that water, gas. Call the 6 places I show in this video. And what I want you to do is get yourself financially independence. Financial independence means that you're not dependent upon the arrival of any money to determine your livelihood. Once you have financial independence by having your rent paid potentially into the new year so you have a roof above your head, your food paid a lifetime so you never have to worry about food, or anything else being paid, your water, your electric, your heating oil, all those are paid to the new year, hopefully, then you have everything set up perfectly and you're going to be ready to kill it under forced stimulus recon. It's a beautiful day. I look forward to seeing you next on Afternoons LALATE at 1 o'clock, then the other Afternoons LALATE at 3 o'clock. So much happening across the board. So have a beautiful day. But first, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers is a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.